Alright, today I'm recording another one of these War Thunder replays. This time of a French base bombing run that I did that went really, really well. Let me just get all of the unimportant stuff off the screen so you can actually see what we're looking at. You might hear me crunching. I hope not. Really hope not. I'm gonna hold the mic away from my head for a second. Anyway, here we are. Oh, there's a Mariner up behind me. This is one of the matches that I did alone. The writing isn't on the bomber at this point, but this bomber I have named Hotbox because I saw that text on there and I thought that was funny. My goal was to go for the enemy base furthest to the right. That was the one I had selected as my first objective. So my first goal was to just gain altitude and hope that any potential enemy fighters wouldn't try to engage me. So I just keep gaining altitude. I'm at almost 15,000 feet now, which is far higher than most fighters will typically go in this game, at least at this tier. Most of the time fighters will just kind of stick around close to the ground looking for other fighters to get into dogfights with. So if you're able to get enough altitude, you can just kind of avoid battle for the most part. And despite that, though, there are always some fighters who take an interest in you, like that HE-112 who's coming towards me. Looks like he's on his way to intercept me anyway, and he's definitely getting closer. Yeah, he's definitely on his way to intercept me. So I gain a little bit more altitude, but I decide to just stay the course for now. Oh, the music broke for a moment. He pulls off, though, to go for a different target. Probably that PBM over there. There's a TBD-1 though that might be trying to shoot me down. Though I typically wouldn't suggest doing that kind of thing in a bomber like that. It's a little bit laggy this time. But I think he's totally doing it. No, he's just passing underneath me. I always get real paranoid of fighters, but it looks like for the most part these guys didn't notice me, the enemy didn't. My gunner started shooting, so I entered a dive to try and evade. It's that P-36 right there, I bet. Oh, the game's lagging. Come on, don't break. Yep, alright. And that I-16. My gunners open up on them as I continue to dive. The enemy stays on me as I'm getting closer to the ground. I try to make it difficult for them to hit me, making the dive steep and then pulling out of it for a moment and then entering another dive as he's lined up his shots. And it does it, and I whittle up again. For the most part, it's doing a decent job of keeping him off me. Oh, he spins around me. I enter another dive. My gunners open up. At this point, more enemy fighters are trying to involve themselves in defeating me. Come on, don't break, game. I don't know why this one's being so laggy. Alright. My gunner keeps shooting. I'm entering a more of a spiral dive. Enemy ground targets have started to open fire on me. The enemy base is just ahead though, and I know I can reach it if I just stay the course. I try to make it difficult for him to hit me, entering another dive. But he's staying on me. My gunner keeps scoring hits on him, but it doesn't seem to be enough. I'm very low to the ground at this point. It's kind of cool, the bullets are like flying over my shoulder and it's frozen. I dive a little bit more. My gunner keeps firing. really on me at this point. My gunner goes unconscious. This guy's really on me. Ooh! And he crashes into me and dies. But I still have most control over my plane, though part of my tail's gone. I kind of wiggled my wings at him because I was happy about that. There are other fighters that might be taking an interest in me, but it appears for now at least that we're going to make it, even though one of our gunners is dead and the back part of the plane's all shot to hell. Think about here, I went bombs away. Yep. Dropped being part of my payload. It's like a carpet bombing. The base is destroyed. So, having destroyed one base, I decide to circle and try to hit another. Plane's all shot to hell at this point. The tail's all broken up. But it looks like for the most part the enemy doesn't really remember I'm back here at this point. Except for maybe that dive bomber up there. The other enemy base is just on the other side of this hill. I think so. And there it is. We're about to hit the target. It looks like 2 dive bombers have spotted me and might be coming in to try and intercept me, but they're not going to stop me before I get off my bombs at this point. Bombs away. And another base carpet bombed into destruction. And I still have 10 more bombs, so I decide at this point to try and hit the enemy airfield. Because I'm pretty heavily damaged, and I figure I'm not going to make it back to base anyway with all the enemy fighters everywhere. And it's just at that point that an enemy dives on me from above, an SB-2U, the dive bomber I mentioned earlier. The plane's almost completely black at this point, but I figure I can at least try to get off my weapons payload. My tail gunner keeps trying to fire to kill him, but he's really on me. And I'm after the base. One of my engines takes heavy damage. It's on fire. The other gunner's unconscious, but I'm still almost at the airbase, so I keep pushing. That's when the enemy flak guns start to open fire at me. And I got shot down by the flak guns at that point. So I brought in a fighter. I'm gonna start going for that JU-87 right there.
Still got 9 days of premium on
Oh, we can do a first-person perspective of this too. I'm gonna do this for a little bit because it's really cool. Look out the window here, look around. I think I selected the F3F as my next target. And started going. No, that CR-32 is what I picked. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I opened fire on him. I took him out and do a little spin to avoid him. Because he tried to crash into me in there. And I picked the F3F as my next target because he's nearby. Showing him the power of the French Air Force. But I get attacked from behind, so I do this little dive spin to try and avoid it and open fire. The camera's broken, so this isn't the best shot. Ooh, and there's a mid-air collision. But he died. Hey, that's the guy who was chasing my bomber earlier. Oh, his pilot bailed out. I bring in another French fighter at this point, I think, not really expecting to get a chance to do very much just because of the fact that so close to the end of the mission. Oh no, I brought an attack plane, this Pontes. I'm going to try and hit a ground target before the mission's over. It's a very oddly shaped plane, but I like it. It's kind of egg-shaped at the front almost. It does definitely remind me of a bird.
Four.
Do this little spin here, and that was when the match ended.